also go across to my guest who is joining me this evening is Nirmal Kaur, who is a former IPS officer. Ms. Kaur, good evening. Thank you for taking our time and joining us here. You heard what the callers were saying, Ms. Kaur. By and large, they maintain that there has been an abject failure of law and order in the national capital. The question that I'm going to be posing it to you is that they want police patrolling, they want that there should be police pickets, they want that there should be better deployment of police everywhere. But can the police really avert a situation like these? Perhaps there's going to be some sense of fear for the law that is going to be instilled in the criminal mind if you really see the police officers deployed at prominent locations.
Definitely. I think these two incidents that have taken place back to back in less than 24 hours, they have really shaken the public morale. And it is, of course, so obviously police is the most visible part of prevention of crime and maintenance of law and order. So they are the easiest people to kind of responsible, the most responsible people, the most visibly responsible people. But also it is our, our criminal justice system has to totally come in action. If a crime like this, so many crimes like this have been happening, if it is very expeditiously, suppose, investigated properly, charge sheeted properly, all the evidence is gathered, and the courts give very fast punishment, an exemplary punishment, that has a very deterrent and preventive effect. Unfortunately, that is not happening. Even if the cases are charge sheeted, even if the criminals are found, crime is detected properly and very promptly, somehow, the appeal, there are so many levels of appeals that the impact of punishment is lost, even if it comes at some point, which happens only in about 20% of the cases or less. And the whole criminal justice system is, it should be tried. I think before trying criminals, we should be trying our criminal justice system. We have to put our criminal justice system on trial. That is what we are not doing as a society. As you know,
all the intelligence. Point over there, Ms. Kaur, that the criminal justice system of the country itself needs to be put to test. Hold that thought, Ms. Kaur. I will come back to you. We have some callers calling us in as well. We have Mr. Ramesh Bhatia calling us from New Delhi. Good evening, Mr. Bhatia. Please go ahead and share your views.
Good evening. I am Bhatia here. You see, I have been to so many colleges and universities. You see, every college in Delhi or in South Campus or North Campus have got Don boys. They are called the dadas of that college, right? And what they do, they make a group and try to dominate everybody in the college. And they want that whatever they say, that should be followed and obeyed. So those who give little resistance, they take action on that, or even the case like this happens, that they even do the murder of that boy. So even the staff of the college or the security of the college knows about those dadas in the universities, all colleges, not one. They know. Police also knows, but nobody bothers because they are enjoying. They are enjoying. They move in the college like a don. And nobody can dare to just argue with them or say anything. So this is going on in all the colleges. It's not only this college, Aryabhatta. I have observed, I have seen. Dadagiri is there in all colleges. So police should keep a record of those boys who are running like this in the colleges and making their domination on everybody. Even the professors and college lecturers also don't want to interfere in this type of dadagiri. They don't dare to do it because they are pakka gundas.
No, we get your point, Mr. Bhatia. You're making a very pertinent point over there, and perhaps something needs to be done. Like there has to be some sense of fear of law that needs to be instilled at all levels, even if that means amongst the students, the so-called Dawn boys, as you're terming them to be. Well, there have to be some sense of reining in of these elements. Let me also go across to Mr. Prasad calling us from Goa. Mr. Prasad, good evening. Thank you for calling us here at Mirror Now. Please go ahead and share your views.
Yeah, good evening. See, this type of acts does not happen for the first time. It's a high time that judiciary takes a note of it. And wherever there are criminal activities, fraud activities, I feel that the history of the person needs to be attached along with the case, actually. because unless the history is there, yes, if one time, two time, if he does a fraud or crime, it's a small. But, going ahead, he becomes a big criminal actually. So history means when you put a case, it is a high time that all, legislature, executive, judiciary, they should pass a law that whenever any case is put in the courts, the history, criminal history and fraud fraud history needs to be attached. It might be, maybe he might be tried in the court or not, but his history needs to be attached so that at least judge know that he's got a history, like maybe 10 criminal cases, 20 criminal cases, 30 criminal cases, 50 criminal, 100 criminal cases. So at least judge can take a note of that and can decide the bail all non-bailable warrants. That's one. And secondly, all these are, unemployed youths. Where they are getting money from, where they are getting these knives, then all the guns from, that needs to be taken care. And, police and everyone needs to find out from where these, they're getting these guns from. That's a high time now. This has to be sorted out immediately.
Well, that is another question that we are raising over here, is that how are these elements being able to procure unlicensed weapons, illegal weapons, weapons gotten through illegal means? We are raising these questions, and that is why the onus lies with the Delhi police to do a lot of explaining over here. But we have another caller. We are going to be coming back to that question with our guest, Dr. Venkatesh, I beg your pardon, Dr. Venkata Subramaniam, calling us from Trichy. Good evening, Dr. Subramaniam. Please go ahead and share your views.
Good evening, madam. I just listened to my previous caller. It's not only... Hello?
Yes, Dr. Subramaniam,
Hello?
we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, madam, I have heard the voices of my previous caller. It's not only police can do all the things. The people should realize that they have to keep watch eye of the son or daughter, whether they're going to college or university or any other place. Today, the parents should come forward and give them some ethical standard and moral standard. That is going to be the solution, because I'm in college, so I know the things. Students, just to give some part of advice that will kick them, they will not do this kind of thing. But I'm not blaming all the people, madam. But the system, you have to give them some moral education like that. That's my opinion. Okay.
Well, thank you, Dr. Subramaniam, for sharing your views over here. Of course, the parents have to do a lot of inculcating of good moral values, like Dr. Subramaniam was maintaining. But it is a collapse of law and order that we are raising a question about. Let me go back to my guest, who is still continuing to be with us. Ms. Kaur, you just heard what the callers had to say. By and large, they maintain is that, there has to be a lot of elements in the university, in the colleges, that need to be reined in. They term themselves to be dadas. They create a crowd of people around them. They try to bully people. They try to dominate some students. And if they try to pose resistance is where the clashes and the friction starts from. And then it goes to this extent where we now see Nikhil being no more. Do you think there is a way by which perhaps the universities can also bring about some program to try and keep such elements in check? Also, can there be a police intervention in situations like these? Because it eventually is a university, a campus, a college. People may object to it, but there has to be a line that needs to be drawn so that there is a fear of law that is instilled amongst the students.
I think before the fear of law, the fear of the professors, the college authorities, the vice chancellor, it seems to be totally absent. I can't think, the police will not enter a university or a college campus without being invited, because after all, it is a temple of learning. Principal is responsible, vice chancellor is responsible, and it is their policing, the citizen policing, or as an authority of the college, of the academic world, their policing element is lacking. They don't know what their students are doing. They don't know, if there are guns in the college, that is something to be ashamed of for the vice chancellor, for the professors, for the principal. And where are they getting? The students are connected to the underworld. If they have that easy accessibility to guns, guns they are hardly 19, 20, 21-year-old. What are they? They are criminal elements just masquerading as students. Those should be rusticated immediately. even the smallest of the transgressions. Gun is a very big thing. If the professors are watchful, if the college is, the smallest of indisciplinary action should be taken care of, and children should be warned. And if anything half quarter as serious as a gun is there, they should be immediately rusticated and banned for the university for life.
Right.
And this is not happening. This is not happening. The professors, the vice chancellors, the authorities, the college authorities, they are least bothered. They are very indifferent, and they are not bothered. Sometimes I've seen professors are scared of these bully type students. I mean, the minor bullies, not the gun carrying types. I don't know what they, if they get to know somebody is carrying guns, perhaps they'll just bow to him and not even do anything about it. So it is not, the professor's duty is not only to teach his subject matter, it is also to make good citizens. What are the students doing in the group? What are they doing as members of the society? What values are getting into
Well,
them?
we get the
They
point
can
that
build
you're
on the
making
values
over there,
that
but nobody over here can really shirk their responsibility, whether it's the university professors or the Delhi police for that matter, or the parents or we society at large. Thank you so much, Nirmal Kaur, for joining us here and sharing your views. We leave that at that. But